If the numbers don't make sense, it is nonsense.
Dad, do you have any tips to help us buy our first home?
Absolutely. So, to buy your first home, especially if you're in Canada, your first home is unlikely to be the ultimate home. Homes are expensive. In order to actually buy your first home, you need to understand how much you can afford. Before you go looking at homes, please go over to somebody who's going to, unless you're paying cash, but please go over to an institution who's going to finance whether it's the 5% or the 20% that you're putting down. That's very important. Before you actually go to builders homes or you actually go to view homes, your agent should be asking you that question: how much based on your salary, how much based on your income can you afford? How much home can you buy? Without that, you're setting yourself up for a whole lot of trauma. So that's the starting point. Now, assuming that you now have, I can buy a home worth 300,000. That's not going to buy you anything in Toronto. That means your geography, you need to drive till you can afford it. The question that you then ask: do I want to buy a home in London, Ontario, or in St. Catharines, or do I want to buy somewhere further afield? If you cannot answer that question and you're not satisfied with the answer, maybe this is not the time to buy. But assuming you are even able to qualify for a $500,000 loan, then of course you have more choices. Assuming you're able to buy that property, is it for your primary nesting or is it an investment property? If it's an investment property, you want to understand what is the cash flow. Ask your agent to give you an idea of what it is that that home generates in that area. If you're going to get a mortgage, you're not paying it outright, you're going to get a mortgage. If your mortgage every month is $2,500, and the rental that you're going to receive is $2,500, you're not making any money at that time, because there are other expenses that go with home ownership, such as you're going to pay property taxes. If it's a condominium fees,
True.
cleaning, insurance, and all these other costs. So you want to, as a first-time home buyer, you want to understand: what is my total cost of ownership? So ask questions and ask questions and ask questions until you fully understand: what am I buying? And what is it going to cost me? If the numbers don't make sense, it is nonsense. And that's not an investment. So, as an investor, it's only the numbers that drive what you do. Make the numbers make sense. The investment as a first time home buyer will make sense.